I'm over here stroking my dick. I got lotion on my dick. I'm just stroking my shit. Man, I'm horny as fuck, man. I'm a freak, man. Like, for real. It's pretty good. All right. It got delayed a little bit. Oh, I thought I got a notification. Ash versus Yugi's open. Nope. No, it's not. It's going to be delayed for a couple of hours. I was wondering what was going on because I thought it got delayed like Hulk versus Godzilla again. So yeah. So far, I mean, this death battle season's really goddamn good. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up a tier list if I can. Hold on a second. Oops. Sorry, I know everything's up. Unfortunately, like, I'm trying to find. Oh, it's gonna do that. Camera's on. I don't know what's going on with my fucking OBS. It always is saying cameras on, cameras on, cameras on. I don't know. This is why I don't live stream anymore because like that keeps popping up. I don't know why it's popping up. Is it this? Oh man. Oh yeah, you're seeing this. I just realized. Oops. Yeah, give me a second. I don't know what's going on. I think it started happening when I streamed PT. Video capturing device. I don't know what it is. I have no idea why it's doing that. Anyways. That shit's really fucking annoying. The problem is, Definitive Death Battle episode ranking. Do they actually have all the episodes? Oh my god, they do. Okay, yeah, they do. Okay, I found a good one. Because the one I like, it's like buried between this dude who like makes these fucking shitty lists. They're like all Death Battle potential episodes for like Rick from Rick and Morty, or like, I don't know, fucking Charlie from The Loud House. No, not The Loud House. Has Been Hotel, or all that kind of crap. It's like, dude, nobody cares this much. I just make a single use template if I really wanted to do that. Okay, so I'm going to have to set this up real quick because I am going to be ranking all of the episodes from this season. But this is just going to take a moment. I think overall this is easily the best season. And by the way, I'm ranking season 20. They call it year 24 because it's just 4 episodes. You know, there weren't that many episodes this year. Might as well rank both. But this has been an absolutely sublime year. The best year for Death Battle. And we thought season 10 was going to be the best. I mean, my personal favorite is still season 7, which everyone hates. I don't know. I don't get it. They're like, but Batgirl versus Spider-Gwen, the quality was down. It's like, you could easily say the same thing for season 8, where the writing was terrible and the matchups were really bad, especially for an anniversary. But I won't get into that. I actually, I think the main reason I didn't like season 10 the most is that despite making some amazing episodes, the problem is just my favorite character kept losing. And I know people are like, why would you care so much? It's like, all right, man, I got a personality. I do mind a little bit when my favorite character loses, but only a little bit. It's not going to make me hate an episode. But it's like Vader versus Obito, which I came to find everyone agrees that matchup or that verdict was fucking weird, but I don't care enough about Naruto to explain why. Other people can. Obviously the main one, Frieza versus Megatron, I don't even hate the episode, but I'm still kind of salty over that one. Not really, but yeah, before we start, I'm going to rank all of the episodes this season. But this one, just like, there are no bad episodes. There's only one episode that I think is kind of disappointing or forgettable. But even then, by other season standards, it's still pretty good. Okay, almost done, and then we can get started. All right. Excuse me. Yeah. Okay. I do need to make one more tier. Oh, nope, not that. Can I just say that the app for tier maker absolutely sucks? But you know what? We're just gonna get started. I'll explain in just a second. The web page is fine, but man. Okay, so yeah, here we go. The reason it took so long is B minus, or not B minus, A minus. Oops, wrong one. All right, A minus, A minus or B plus. These are episodes that I think are really good, but don't do much for me. Otherwise, it's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, yeah, because I'd have to every time I'd have to scroll through all of this in order to get to any of the new episodes that I want to rank. So I put them all at the top. So, okay, let's get on with this. So first, starting off with kind of a weird one. I don't know why Bardock versus Omni-Man needed to happen. Omni-Man already had a really good episode. Bardock, I mean, it's a good episode. I like both analysis. I think the music's really good. See, I don't know why it keeps doing that. Whatever. I think the analysis is, or the fight's really good. The music's really good. I enjoy it. I know a lot of people are like unhappy with the verdict, and I can understand why, but on the other hand, not really, because the main issue that a lot of people have are stuff that you can easily explain away. Like, everyone's complaining about, oh, Omni-Man broke a bigger planet than Bardock with the 3, but he casually did it, whereas Omni-Man was dying. It's like, dude, if that was the only reason he won the strength feat, they still would have given it to Bardock because of his super forms. So that wasn't really it. But he also had a much bigger feat that was so much larger, not even the super forms could compare. And then also, he just has better endurance. So even though I prefer Bardock more, I'm fine with Omni-Man winning. But that's just me. I know this is a controversial episode. And I totally thought Bardock was going to win. But regardless, I thought this was a pretty good first episode. Bottom of A. I do think it's a really good premiere. Joker versus Giorno. This is an episode I was like, yeah, they're going to do. This is the one that everyone thinks they're going to do. Makes a lot of sense. I don't really know much about Persona or whatever this guy is. JoJo. What the hell's the matter with me? Ironically enough, considering the one I'm about to react to, I'm not an anime person. And that's pretty well documented. I don't care about anime. Haven't played Persona 5. I heard it's good from people who don't even like anime, so I'd probably enjoy it, but like, I just don't care. I think the rundowns were pretty solid. The fight itself looked a little weird. This is like one of 2 real sprite episodes, which is kind of strange. The other one looks leagues better. There's just something off about the movement of this one. Maybe it's the sprites they used. And I hear the reason they don't use sprite episodes or do them anymore is because they're kind of they're actually more complex and expensive than the 3D episodes because they have to commission entire sprites as opposed to like even hand drawn. Which is you can just do by, which you can just do just by drawing. So, I mean, I think if they release this later, I'd probably not care for it, but for the time, it's like a B. It's a good episode. I just don't really find myself rewatching it, gonna be honest. Bowser vs. Eggman. This one's an obvious S. This is one of the best episodes of the show. It's not my personal favorite. It's not even my personal favorite of the season, but like I think this has got to be in everyone's at least top 2. Who knows? Maybe top 3. Maybe Ash versus Yugi is going to be really good. By the way, is anything good? No. Mugen. Yes, I'm a Death Battle member, obviously. Okay, so here's the thing with Among Us versus Fall Guys. I think it's a really good episode. Problem is I find the humor kind of hit and miss. I think the Among Us jokes are not funny. Some of the ones in the episode can be kind of silly, like the twerking crewmate was kind of silly. The 11037 reference hit me like right in the jaw, because I think I just finished playing that game when this episode came out, so that was nice. And then there's like a really subtle hint in like when the Fall Guy's life is flashing before his eyes, and he sees that Among Us is or the crewmate was gonna win, and they have like a little plaque that says "Rest in Peace, BFF," where he's got like the Roblox face. That's really funny. Past that, I think all of the Among Us jokes are like really dated and really annoying. The Fall Guys rundown's a lot better because it's like talking about the absurdity of the Fall Guys, which is inherently funny. The fight itself is really good. I'm gonna put it in A- or B+, because I do think it's really good, but I think the humor is really obnoxious. So there you go. There's my ranking of the original 4 episodes. So let's get on to, okay, this is going to be a bit of a controversial one. Kratos versus Asura. A lot of people seem to say this episode's bad, or at least the hardcore analysis guys. And yes, this episode does have some unfortunate jank, but it is just overwhelmed by how absolutely amazing of an episode this is. Both rundowns are fantastic. This is going at the top of A tier. The fight itself, the music, the tone, where it's actually kind of somber and slow, which you wouldn't expect. I thought my main issue when I first saw the episode is that the fight wasn't as like flashy as I thought it would be between these two. It kind of was. It just was overwhelmed by all the grand stuff. And yeah, there's some obvious jank. I think some of the animations are a little unfinished. I think Kratos' voice is kind of off in a lot of places. Sometimes he sounds fine. Obviously, the shot where like Kratos is doing the Asura thing, it's like, oh, that's cool. And then it does the close-up of his face and he makes that weird smirk. I think that's hilarious. But I think this episode gets way too much shit. It has the most apparent problems of all the new episodes, but dude, after being an artist, I can't like call I can't call something bad just because it has some like minor things. Because that's what I do to myself constantly. It's like, wow, this is really good, but there's a couple of missteps here. Bad art. I don't like doing that. I think this episode overall more than makes up for the flaws. Oh, here we go. It's... Now it's here. Alright, when is this coming out? 28 minutes.
If you don't sleep in like
okay.
From Palatown.
Next time on Death Battle.
I don't care.
It's the certified Pokemon master.
Okay, there's a trailer. So, Ghost Rider versus Spawn. This is really I really like this one. This is one of my favorite episodes of the recent. Because the thing is, I think my biggest problem with this season, and this is going to sound really weird, I think it's suffering from success. It's a little too big for my taste. There's no Humble Sprite episodes. There's no more superhero versus superhero episodes. Ghost Rider versus Spawn is basically, this is the closest thing we've gotten since Martian Manhunter versus Silver Surfer, where we've gotten a Marvel versus DC. I know he's not DC. I know. He's McFarlane. Or is it Dark Horse? Something like that. But he crossed over with DC, and I'm saying it's the closest thing, and it's a really good episode. Fantastic soundtrack. Writing is fantastic. Both rundowns are great. Memorable. One of my favorite endings of a fight. This episode is an S. I love this episode. This episode's great. Shigaraki versus Mahito. This is one of the few, I wish they had this thumbnail still. This is one of the few anime episodes I actually really like, and that's just because it's really unique and creepy. I thought it was really funny that they got Moro back to animate this. I'm like, oh, it's the hand episode. Of course they had to get Moro back. He didn't draw any hands. That's really sad, but I think it was an A-. It's not quite A tier for me, but it's just a really unique and cool episode. It's really fun. I love how fucked up it is. Doomslayer versus Chief. The only issue with this matchup is that it's a stomp, but I really like how they handled it, where they technically go over all of the Doomslayer's feats. They just don't specificate it enough, so it looks like it's a waste of time. They make it look close while showcasing what he's done. They do it in the writing for the analysis and the verdict is really, really good. But past that, fantastic fight. Both these characters are great. It gives us exactly what we want, including a team-up. It's an A tier. This is really good. I'm so glad they did this over Shadow versus Mewtwo. Or even Green Lantern versus Ben 10, because we basically just got Green Lantern versus Ben 10 number 2 with this one. Speaking of which, this episode is really good. Simone versus Kyle. This actually makes me want to watch Gurren Lagann, or however it's pronounced. It looks cool. Looks very inspiring. A tier. And not my personal thing, and I think the little wholesomeness between the two, we'll talk about it in a couple of episodes. I think the wholesomeness between the two started getting on my nerves a little bit, but overall I can see someone putting this in S tier. I'm going to put it right here. Personally, it doesn't do as much for me as other people, mostly because I'm not as familiar with either character, even Kyle, but they both sound like characters I'd like. So next we have Wily versus Tom. Just a really fun fight. I think I might be the only person who vastly preferred Wily over Tom, because everyone wanted Tom to win. I love Looney Tunes, man, and Wile E. Coyote is one of the funniest guys. Just a really, really well done and great episode. Not much else to say. It's kind of hard to say which one I like better. I think I'll put that right there. Dude, okay. Miles versus Deku. This is the one episode where I straight up have never watched the rundown. I usually watch them, but I just do not care about this matchup. We've already seen Miles, we've already seen Deku, and I get that Deku or Spider-Man inspired Deku, but like, this matchup does nothing for me. It did not need to happen. And this episode is, I think, the most annoying when it comes to the wholesome, they would be friends kind of thing. I like Martian Manhunter versus Silver Surfer, where they'd be friends, but they focus on the tragedy of them killing each other. The ending annoyed the shit out of me. It's a stomp. I would put this in C tier. However, I think this is the best looking episode of the show. Like, it looks absolutely sublime. So it has to go at the bottom of B tier. Because I cannot put an episode looking this good with this much effort in C. But yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to watch this episode again. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. My favorite thing was one of the reactors played the Naruto song after Miles got fucking annihilated. Also, I misunderstood the ending. I thought Miles was about to, or Deku was about to punch Miles so goddamn hard, and then Miles counteracted it by exploding in Deku's face because he had like a worried look, and then like it was all gray, and then he was like, and in his mind he's like, Spider-Man, you are the ultimate, and like in his mind he was moving around. I'm like, oh, so Miles actually won? And then it was like really close, and then the final one, Power, where it could go to either one. They're like, yeah, this was not even close. Deku won. I'm like, wait, Deku won? Oh, so why was he so worried? Oh, because he's doing that wholesome, I didn't mean to kill you. Fucking Poindexter. I hate this guy. But still a good episode. Yeah, all right. If Bowser vs. Eggman was my favorite, it's Hulk vs. Godzilla. Fantastic rundowns for both. Fantastic episode. Really unique. I love both these characters so much. It's a really good matchup. They did it so well. I love the ending. The verdict is fantastic. It does pretty much everything right. This is my favorite episode. I don't think Ash vs. Yugi is going to overthrow it, but it might. We don't know. Play.
Yugi.
Okay.
Flash is coming soon to Death Battle.
Let's just 22 minutes. All right. We only got 3 episodes left to go. Look at how good this season is. Fantastic season. I don't even think season 10 was this good. No, it wasn't. Okay. So one episode here I don't like. Can you guess which one it is? Yep, anime versus anime. This is unfortunately just, I think this wasn't even planned to be episode 200. That would have been Ash versus Yugi, but it was so big they had to push it back, I guess. But that does mean that this is like a really weak episode 200. I get it. Much like Galactus versus Unicron, this is an episode they confirmed they were going to make Ruby versus Maka. I understand, like, the context behind it. I just don't think this episode really feels all that special. Like, I think it's the most forgettable. Ruby's analysis was really bad. It cut off like that. Maka's was okay, but I don't really remember too much from it. The fight itself, I guess, is kind of alright. I think Ruby's voice is really annoying. That annoyed the hell out of me. Verdict was pretty obvious. This one was, again, a bit of a stomp. This episode does literally nothing for me. And then, yeah. I probably would have liked it a little bit better if it was a 2D fight, because we haven't gotten that many of these, but this is a big episode, I guess, so I get why they didn't do that. Blade versus Buffy. This was such a cool idea for the 3D episode, or the live action episode. I thought they were going to either do Deadpool or Deathstroke versus Taskmaster, or like Han Solo versus Captain Kirk. Blade versus Buffy is perfect, because that's a cool matchup. And I was not expecting Buffy to be that buff. The one problem I do have with this episode is that the characters don't really feel like the characters, and it's kind of difficult because when you're doing live action of characters who are already like known for being in live action, unless you get the exact actors, there's going to be something that's always off. It's kind of like how I make origami Pokemon, and they work. They're not 100%. They don't look 100% like the 3D models, but that's okay. But then when I do Kartana, it has to be perfect, otherwise it's like, what is that? That's not Kartana. That's the origami Pokemon. How'd you not do it right? That's kind of what it's like. Buffy's kind of okay. Blade, he doesn't sound like Blade. He's got a really goofy hairdo. I guess he does feel like Blade, but like a 60%. But otherwise, a really good episode. I still think Kratos versus Asura is a little better. And that might be blasphemy, but yeah, these are both really good episodes. Also, this is the live-action episode with the gnarliest death, so that's pretty rad. I do think it's kind of funny that we're 3 for 3 on my preferred character for live-action death battle. All of them losing, but that's fine. Dante versus Clive is basically Simon versus Kyle 2. This is most people's going to be in most people's top 5. Personally, the matchup doesn't do too much for me. It's a good matchup objectively. I don't really like the matchups where it's like two characters, especially one where they're iconic and the other is not really. Though I do kind of want to play Final Fantasy 16. I heard it's really good. But it's like, oh yeah, if you run down their personalities, there's a lot of connections there. But like they don't have like a big obvious one, you know? So it's like, I think Dante versus Bayonetta is the better matchup, personally speaking. But that's just a personal thing. It's still a good matchup. The one thing I don't like about this episode, because everyone says this is like one of the most impressive episodes of the show, and they're not entirely wrong, but I think the thing is the location and the climactic rise, I guess? I don't think that's the right way to put it. I think Dante versus Bayonetta was a little bit more exciting in that way, because it starts off in like a little church area, and then they like fall out of a window, and then they're in the Bayonetta area, and then Trish, and then I forget the red lady from Bayonetta's name is. Then they come in, fight, and then they leave. This is just kind of two guys fighting in like a generic ruins area, and then they go to space as dinosaurs, and then they come back down. So it doesn't feel as cinematic to me, despite how impressive this episode is. By the way, this is still going in A tier. Right there. It's still a good episode. It's very good. It just does, and the music itself is fantastic. I personally just like these episodes a little bit more. But if you want to put this like right here, if you want to do this, or even like this, I think that's a perfectly reasonable opinion to have. But for me personally, I think it's like that. So there you go. There is the season so far. There are my rankings. This is very, very subjective, obviously. And I'm not even just saying, like, this is just my opinion, man. Like, I'm going to let my biases show a little bit, because that's kind of the excitement for... I think that's just how it is for other people. There's some people who, like, are, like, 100% impartial when reviewing Death Battle. They don't care if their preferred character loses. They don't care about a matchup too much. Well, I am saying that, but, like... The biggest one wouldn't shut the fuck up about how he doesn't like this matchup or how he doesn't want to see this episode because he doesn't like the matchup. But for the most part, they're more impartial, and they'll mostly just talk about how good the episode is. And I think that's impressive, and I'm not trying to be a dick. I think those people are usually really boring to watch for a reason. I'm not. I'm a fun YouTuber. So yeah, this is just my list. Take it with a grain of salt. But that's just, this kind of showcases what kind of a Death Battle fan I am, I guess. Right? Yeah. Okay. So Ash versus Yugi. Let's talk about Ash versus Yugi. The reason I'm doing this is because I like, well, this one's kind of like Bowser versus Eggman. Well, obviously everyone's saying it is like Bowser versus Eggman because how big this episode is. They have like trailers for both characters. They didn't show Yugi's on YouTube for some reason. They did on Twitter. I don't know what that was about. But I wasn't a big fan of this matchup, but it's not because it's a bad matchup. It's really good. I just like this. Ash gets stomped, doesn't he? Apparently not. The normies are saying, yeah, he gets stomped. But the people who have done the research are like, oh, Ash could. Probably not, but he could put up a good fight. I was about to say he could probably win, probably not. But he could put up a good fight. Even though Yugi's probably going to win. I'm not a Yu-Gi-Oh fan at all. I like Digimon. I think I even probably like Power World more. Because, yeah, those designs, some of them may be straight up plagiarized. Like that one that's like Superior with Primarina's hair. But at least those things are actual monsters. Most of Yu-Gi-Oh's guys are like really generic, like monsters that are like really big and overly detailed. Which you're like, how's that generic? But like when you add more detail, the less memorable it can become. Like Optimus Prime's a great example. But also most of them are just humans in armor. And that's like my biggest pet peeve with monster collectors or things like this. When you just have humans in armor. I think only like a handful of Digimon made that work. Like Seraphimon and Ophinamon. But yeah. I much prefer Ash in this. And I'm not even going to make that... I'm not going to make any illusion... that I'm impartial on this one. I love Pokemon. I know it's in a rough spot right now. I think some of it's a bit forced. Like Legend ZA, most people complain about the graphics, which, I mean, it looks fine. But they're just as outraged over that game as Scarlet and Violet, which had a perfectly valid reason to be controversial, because that game was unfinished as fuck. But, you know, me personally, I don't think Pokemon's been as good since, not Gen 5. Fuck no, Gen 5 sucks. Gen 6 was the last good generation to me. But that's mostly just because Gen 7 just happened to not be good. And then they've kind of had a rough launch on the Switch. But they've had some games I liked, you know? I haven't gotten Legend ZA yet. I'll get it for Christmas. So, I mean, I still I love Pokemon still. And, like, even at its worst, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, I still don't like the games, but they're still fun. They're just not great games. So I'll always root for Ash. But, man, Pokemon's had a good run. Ever since they got embarrassed by Digimon, they've just been win, 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 no matter what. Yeah, they ain't winning. I keep saying that it's probably a close matchup, but my heart's like, don't set you remember what happened with Frieza versus Megatron? That's not a stomp. Everyone said it was a stomp. The tourists said it was a stomp, and they listened to the tourists. They made it look like a stomp. Actually, he could have won with no. You said that there was no way that his antimatter would work, and then he just got immediately killed. You made it look like a waste of time. That's actually the main reason I hate that episode. And now everyone disrespects the matchup. They disrespect my franchise. Well, maybe not anymore, because Hasbro kind of sucks. I'm hoping they don't do that again. They probably will. No, because Frieza vs. Megatron like had Season 8 research, and that was back when the research was kind of not perfect, which is fine. You know, versus power scaling's like the least important aspect of these episodes to me. Just, I don't know. Do a good enough job and I won't care. Even if I disagree. It's fine. You will disagree eventually. Okay, anyways. Yeah, that's one connection it has where, Oh, no, never mind. I thought I only explained one of the reasons this was similar to Bowser versus Eggman. Yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of this matchup. But you know what? Just like Bowser versus Eggman, I'm excited. I think it's going to be a really good episode. It has to be. I mean, with the delays, the fact that they're hyping it up like Bowser versus Eggman, it's got to be a good episode, right? It's got to be. I think my volume is kind of mediocre. Give me a second. It's probably fine to you, but I need to get the fuck out of here. Okay, there's my microphone looks exactly like that right now. Ooh, Wi-Fi's not doing so good. Okay. All right. Game, set, match. Also, I'm keeping the dog here. All right. He's there for emotional support, man. I do kind of miss that dog. It's not my dog. Also, I noticed Pikachu's eyes are like kind of cross-eyed right here. I don't think he's pulling through. It kind of reminds me of Lego games where in the newer ones they have like the little white highlights, but like they use those as pupils, and a lot of the time they're like centered when they're looking forward, and it looks so weird. Like it's supposed to be highlights, and I know it's really hard to like make the eye that's pitch black move, and the only thing that moves is like a little highlight. I know that's really difficult. I couldn't do it, man. But I don't know, when you treat it like literally just a pupil, it looks a little strange. No, seriously, why? Why is he like that, man? Come on, man. Give my franchise some respect, man. Come on, Fat. Come on, man. Look, come on, Fat. Hey, you fucked up. Alright. I don't really know what else I got to talk about. I talked about everything I wanted to with Death Battle. Oh, matchups I want them to do. Mysterio versus Scarecrow. By the way, I know I need to get a better mic, because this one's not bad, but for voice acting, it's not good enough. I don't know how to sign up. Dude, if you want, I will play either Mysterio or Scarecrow, dude. I could do a good David K, and he voiced Mysterio a couple times. I could do a cool Scarecrow. I'm not doing it right now because I need time to prepare that shit. But, I would love to voice act in that episode if they ever choose that one, because people seem to really like it, which I would love that one. I want Lizard versus Killer Croc. They're not doing it anymore because like this season has been like really geared towards the fans more than their previous ones, where they were under Rooster Teeth or another company. So now they're like, yeah, look, we can be as much fanboyish to or We can appeal to fans as much as possible, which is fine, you know. They've shown to me that even though I wasn't the biggest fan of this lineup initially, like Bowser versus Eggman, the fans know what they're talking about. Maybe I should just shut up. So there's that. I don't think they're going to do Bowser versus Eggman. Croc versus Lizard. I still want them to do Croc versus Lizard. Dude, if they came back for the next season as a premiere, Croc versus Lizard, I would piss myself. I would be so happy. New Star Wars episode. I want Kylo Ren versus Edelgard. The only issue is, like, I think people are going to be bitches. Like, oh, Kylo Ren's so bad. I hate the Star Wars sequels. Man, I don't care. I don't like most anime. I'm not going to bitch about how much I hate the shows in the comments and, like, I'm glad this character's dead. I don't like this character. I don't even like Ruby. You know? I ain't going to be an asshole. Be courteous. Sometimes they do stuff you don't want. That's fine. I had to put up with the entirety of Season 8. But it's a cool matchup. Makes me even kind of like Edelgard. I do want to get in the three houses. I'm obviously not a big Fire Emblem fan. Not my thing. But that matchup, that episode, does look pretty enticing. And that game does look kind of interesting. What other matchups would I... Golden Freddy versus Lisa. Everyone's like, what is that matchup? And it is one of those where you have to, there's like 50 million really subtle connections. You're like, oh, that's cool. But here's the big one, FNAF and PT. It's kind of like Among Us and Fall Guys. The two biggest names of horror coming out the exact same year. They both take place in one area. You know, both super revolutionary horror games. Still iconic today as they ever were. And as for Lisa and Golden Freddy, they're both, how do I say this? Mangled looking? Not mangled. Limp. They're both limp looking spirits. They're limp spirits that are vengeful. They trap someone in a loop. Because, you know, you're trapped in the PT loop. And Lisa's like the main antagonist of that game. Although it might just be Silent Hill. Who knows? We don't even know if that was a Silent Hill game, and if it was just a giant metaphor for what Konami did to Kojima. We don't know. That's what makes that game interesting. And then Cassidy keeping William Afton in purgatory for eternity, playing FNAF over and over again. Dude, all I'm saying is, dude, could be cool. You know, I would love that. They're not doing that one. Beast versus Rhinox, that's another huge one. Beast versus Rhinox is great. George the Ape from Rampage versus King Kong. You know, the big hairy ape from movies versus the big hairy ape from the video games. Only problem with that is that one's going to be a stomp no matter what. If you want to add the Godzilla scaling when he's an actual kaiju, Kong wins. Very easily. But if you just want to do like the Peter Jackson or the original or like the shows that are based off of that, then George wins because that dude like ran from one planet to the next in like a couple of hours, maybe a day. So he's a lot faster. He's a lot more intelligent because he can fly stuff. And he destroyed hell in the second game, Godzilla World Tour. So he obliterates like that King Kong. I think I'd probably prefer the former, even though like the normal King Kong is closer in size. I kind of want Tiger Hawk versus Hudimon. I want Tiger Hawk to win that one now because I kind of hate the ending of Digimon Cyber Sleuth, even though that's a bit of a spoiler. What other ones? I think Peach versus Barbie's kind of funny. Dinobot 2 versus the Masked Man from Mother 3. That sounds really, really interesting. That could be like a Vader versus Obito kind of episode. Really cool idea there. Because everyone's like, ooh, I love Mother 3. It's so sad. Which, yeah, they're not wrong. And then Beast Wars is great. You know. Makuta versus Sauron. That's another one. Nostalgia Critic versus Angry Video Game Nerd. Pretty cool. Pretty rad. So, those are some matchups that I really want to see. There's one more I really want to see. This is never happening, like ever happening. I think that they could run for like 50 more seasons. They're not getting to this. I want a Mii Battle Royale, the Mii fighters from Smash Ultimate, but you power scale them with the costumes they have. So Mii Gunner's like as fast as Mega Man.exe and as overpowered as Doomslayer, but then Mii Sword Fighter gets both Dragonborn, Persona 4, which I'm assuming is as powerful as Persona 5, maybe even more so, but they don't have any Shin Megami Tensei stuff. And then fucking Dante, so he'd probably win. I don't think Brawler gets anything, which is kind of ironic because I think he has the most. But that sounds like a really fun matchup, right? That could be really cool. I really want to see that. Also, some Bionicle ones. I wanted Miles versus Vakama, because they both are spiritual successors, technically, with Vakama. He's a meta spiritual successor, but also in story. What's his name? Likan. Yeah. So there's that. And they also turn invisible. They have self-doubts. I think that one would have been cooler than Miles versus Deku. We could have seen Bionicle on the show, but it didn't happen. Red Ranger versus Takanuva versus Lloyd. Lloyd destroys Takanuva. I've accepted that. I just want Bionicle on the show. That'd be really cool. Geno versus Skull Kid is another one, even though Geno wins because Square Enix is incapable of losing on Death Battle for some reason. That could be fun. What about any Pokemon ones? I don't think I have any other Pokemon ones in particular, because the one I wanted to see was Machamp versus Goro, and that's the only matchup they've ever done that was one of my most wanted that they did. I guess Gamera versus, or not Gamera, Giron versus Gigan, but I don't think Giron can possibly do anything to Gigan. He's just too fast and strong. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of cool matchups they could do. A lot of cool matchups, especially Transformers, really. I didn't even bring up any good ones. But this is Pokemon related. I gotta think of Pokemon ones. You know what? So everyone wanted, they did Pokemon versus Digimon. I thought next, instead of doing Ash versus Yugi, I thought they were going to do Yugi versus Bakugo from Bakugan. I would have liked that. He would not have beaten Yugi. But I want to see Bakugan on the show. I would have preferred Ash fight Bakugo. I think I would go for Bakugan, because I like Pokemon more overall, but Bakugan's kind of like Rampage, where it doesn't get used very often anymore, so whenever I see it, I'm like, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. My boy Centipoid. Fear Ripper? Are you kidding me right now? The combining Dragonoid? Dude. It's amazing. That's amazing. Oh, wow. I need to stop doing that. Anyways, we're 2 minutes away. So let me, about something else. I don't know what I'm going to do for the rest of this channel. I think I might be done. I'll get to the best and worst pickups of the year. I got some other things that I'm working on behind the scenes that don't have anything to do with this channel. There is one channel, I think, what is it? Oh, did 9up? Oh, Unbaked, okay. I was about to say, did 9up make another video? That dude's videos are unhinged, but they're hilarious. There's a Transformer Bots Obsession. He's making a video on what it means to be a collector. I'm going to be in it. I sent a video because he's asked other people. Send like a 1 to 2 minute clip of why you're a collector. Unfortunately, I kind of fucked up. The question was, why did you become a collector? I asked, how did I become a collector? So, oops. He probably won't include it because of that. What the hell? Death Battle. Oh. I thought someone told me I'm all the gaming news guy. I'm like, what the fuck did you just say to me? Okay. So yeah, I think it's kind of hard to say what I want to do next because I'm kind of done with modern Hasbro stuff. I'll still get some Transformers, if only because this year is so insanely cracked. I can't miss out on a new Quick Strike. I can't miss out on a new Sideways. That being said, I'm not going to pre-order them. If I see them in a shop and I haven't spent money in a long time, I'll buy them. But past that, like, I'm done with pre-ordering. The thing is, I don't like making videos on Blockies, which are my new best friend. Because they just, not only do people seem very disinterested whenever I make a video on Blockies, but they're not that fun videos to make. I really wanted to do the Star Wars one as a Thanksgiving special, because I wanted to be thankful. I want to talk about how cool this was. However, However, like, it was still kind of a slog to make that video. Most of it was spent on articulation. So that was kind of a one and done thing. And I don't know what else to talk about. right? So my next year, you know what next year will probably be? I'm probably going to. Hold on, I'm gonna refresh. Oh, nope, never mind. Never mind. I'm probably going to be posting videos that were on the backlog because I did make some videos that I just never edited. I did one for the 3-pack, the other 3-pack with Air Razor, Mirage, and Bumblebee from Rise of the Beasts. Very late, but at least it's something. I do have one very big video planned and like a sequel, and I might make a part 3. I don't know. Very unusual for what the kind of content I make. But anyways, yeah. I do have some stuff planned. Next year's going to be a little slower than this year. Because I had some issues, man. But it's alright. I don't think anyone gives a shit. That's okay. This has always been a hobby of mine. It always will be. I fucking hate people who make YouTube their career, which... Not because they, like, make money out of what they love to do. I'm talking about people who, like, strip away their identity in order to be more financially sustainable. And some people, like, they respect the grind, and I guess, but... I don't know, can't you just get something else to do with your life? If you can't do what you want to do for money, get a job. That's what I'm doing, you know? I'm able to do what I want to do. I ain't have to work at Mickey D's. But yeah. I don't know, I just wish more people... Whoa. But then again, I guess you could say the Death Battle's kind of doing that, but they do what they do really well and uniquely, so that's fine. These guys are barely YouTubers. And I say that in a good way. Like, this is like an entire web show. I consider Death Battle more of a show than fucking Has-Been Hotel is all I'm trying to say. So... yeah. Oh, by the way, Masterpiece Rat Trap. Someone said that thank you Reddit on my Rat Trap, which I get what they mean. Reddit's really good for looking up like one thing and figuring out that issue you have. So there's that at least. I just thought it was funny. Yeah. Well, some people are getting helped with that. I think that's one thing I'm really good at. Finding out how to transform certain figures. Because I'm really good I love the transformation aspect, so I'll do it over and over and then I'll inevitably figure something out. And then telling other people, hey, here's how you transform this. Blocky's what? Oh, they did make a Blocky Spider-Man wave. And it looks really good, but... guess what I'm upset over? That's right, no Lizard. They got everyone else. Even prototypes. Not my boy. Alright, sounds good. Go.
Right, Pikachu?
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Oh.
Okay.
Ash Ketchum versus Yugi Moto.
I don't know if I...
Question from the playground. Pokemon or
Crocodile!
Yu-Gi-Oh! He's
This
with
episode's gonna be
my
great.
broomstick.
And it's our job to
Who said
analyze
this was
their
gonna be a
weapons,
Sprite
armor, and
episode?
skills to find out who would win a death battle.
By the way...
This is a big episode.
Oh.
Just look at how long it is. So
What?
thanks to our sponsor, Mad Mushroom, for helping us make
Did that say 40 minutes?
Go check out Mad Mushroom's newest game, Night Swarm.
Good God. Okay, anyways.
companions and claim
I had a
bonus
dream once that Ash
vampire
vs.
lore in
Yu-Gi-Oh! I think
this
this was
and
the start of this year.
RPG.
I was watching it in public while, like, at, like, a square or something. And there were other kids who were watching it who were somehow ahead of me and spoiled that Yugi won. And I was literally about to... You know that one episode from It's Always Sunny where they beat the shit out of the kids? I was going to recreate that. In my dream. It was crazy.
Hello there. Welcome to the world of Pokemon.
Quality.
Oh, the kids get their first one at age 10. If you don't sleep in like Ash Ketchum from Pallet Town.
Ash wanted to be
10. If
Alright.
you don't sleep in like Ash
Let's go
Ketchum from
highest quality. I
Pallet
can get that
Ash
on my
wanted to be
computer,
a
not my
Pokemon
phone.
Master, though he didn't really know what that meant yet.
Town. How about taking down your rivals to be the very best, like no one ever was?
Hell
Better
yeah.
than Gary and his dumb groupies.
Well, Ash knew he'd find his answers at the Pokemon.
I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of
So,
Ash,
hooked him up with the electric mouse, Pikachu.
but I'm willing to put my
And what
differences
is
with
your
this
problem,
Poindexter
Ash,
aside.
Pikachu was a lot. The new duo had a rocky start.
I did,
but
from what I
after
saw,
an
like the
intense
Ash
first
run
day
down a
together,
lot.
the rest,
Quite a bit.
as they say, is history.
25 seasons, over 1,200 episodes, and the cornerstone of 2000s culture. Ash spent decades as a 10-year-old on the great Pokemaniac journey.
I'm gonna be honest.
Note, we are prioritizing the animated
I don't think
action.
the Pokemon. I stopped caring about this after season 4 because season 5 was Gen 5 was so goddamn bad. I tried watching like 1 or 2 episodes. I immediately turned it off. This crap is ass. Maybe Gen 6 was okay. I don't know. People seem to like Serena. Okay. Gen 7 I heard conflicting things about. I just didn't care enough. I didn't watch Journeys.
Pikachu learned Volt Tackle, Electro Web, Electro Ball, and
Pikachu, use Thunderbolt, the perfect attack for Okoing flamboyant thieves and air
Whoa.
balloons. Looks like they're blasting off again.
so clearly the anime doesn't follow the game rules. Like when Pikachu shot himself with his
This
own
shit is
thunder
awesome.
while on Swellow, who, you know, is vulnerable to
This is so stupid.
They use thunder as a super
Dude, as a kid, I got really annoyed when like I saw Bulbasaur beat the hell out of a Regice. Now I'm just like, that's what I would do.
Pikachu has intercepted light,
I would
but
do
Quick
that.
Attack increases that speed
I'd literally
even
beat
more.
Sword and Shield with a goddamn Butterfree once, and I felt proud. I would do it with a Duskull because I love Duskull, or like Venonat.
Ash's style is so unusual that when a robot scanned his tactics, it exploded.
As the great philosophers put it, if it works, is it still stupid?
Ash and Pikachu's bond is magnetic and brought them new
Whoa.
allies. Misty, Brock, Serena, just to name a few. Underneath
Yo,
the
Venonat.
sweetness and crispy bites,
I love
they
Venonat.
are
I hate
loyal
Psyduck though.
friends.
Just like Ash's Pokemon. They're not just collecting dust in a shiny hunting box. Ash's
Here
Geek ID will let him
immediately,
carry more than
like
6 at a
quick.
time. But if he needs them, they'll all come running.
Water
is
types
it
like Squirtle
stuttering?
and Lapras are key in seafaring fights, and Ash can combine their water attacks with Glalie Ice Beam.
One time, his Weasel got frozen while using Aqua Jet, which is
Are they gonna
why
mention-
now he's using Ice Aqua Battering Ram.
Grass types like Bulbasaur and Torterra induce status effects.
I don't think they're gonna mention Glalie.
But Sceptile's a menace.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yes,
The
you got
Sceptile's
a big,
crazy.
Scary dark ride. Eat this
Buh.
sleep blade, Smeargle victim. Or that's what I would say.
Smeargle
if Tobias
victim.
didn't action
Good
replay
lord.
a frickin' Latios. Give my man a win, 4Kids.
Well, 4Kids just did the localization. They didn't write the show.
They just get me heated. Almost as much as Infernape's Flare Blitz.
Ooh.
Then I'll set my Inferno to overdrive, get my revenge.
He had a-
and
he had an-
Incineroar.
Show it.
Ash had a fiery passion.
Oh, they didn't
for
show
Pokemon
Incineroar.
ASAP, but Charizard.
Okay, Charizard's stronger than Incineroar anyways.
Pursuing pride over
He should
passion,
scale over
Ash
Machamp.
lost the Viridian Force for the trees and fumbled the Indigo League.
Harsh lesson, but one he needed. Ash started bonding with Pokemon at a deeper level, and that friendship motivated them to dodge light speed moves like Solar Beam and Psybeam.
Charizard
What?
came around too. He's the last
Light
one
speed?
you want to see on the field. Even if you have a Blastoise like Gary, Ash will call for the.
Unironically, I think
most
Charizard should have beat
unexpected
Blastoise in
signature
Battle
move.
Royale.
Seismic Toss! The people's elbow of Pokemon. Charizard's so strong, his flamethrower melts boulders. The Pokemon world is wild.
Ash's Pokedex spells it out. Vanillix causes blizzards. Magikarp leaps over mountains and
Yep.
into space.
Yep.
Dusknoir pulls souls.
I
into
love
the
Dusknoir. That guy's
Oh,
cool.
and Pikachu cleared a storm as wide as an island. Gotta catch 'em all. Surfetch, Butterfree, Heracross, Scraggy, Lycanroc, Palpitoad, Torkoal, Snivy.
With new regions, so
Nice.
new flying types.
I remember
like
Shiny.
and Ash's
No.
physical offense like Melmetal and Crocodile. And Gibble will drop Draco Meteors on anyone, but mainly Piplup.
You want physical? Look at Ash. This twerp somehow carried around a Cosmon,
Yep.
which canonically weighs over a ton. Oh, and this huge log is basically a whole tree. He chucked it like it was nothing. Ash can choose his own hands if he wants. He does a lot. Maybe his secret is watching the Minnesota.
Alright, maybe Ash is
Vikings.
kind of cool.
Resilience
Maybe I
is the
misjudged
bare
him.
minimum to HMO1 cut it in the tall grass. Humans and Pokemon must protect and enrich each other's lives.
Like
Mm-hmm.
Mimey, the Mr. Mime back home who mind boggles you with Reflect, Light Screen, and Psychic. Yep,
Okay.
that Mr. Mime. The stepdad who Ash caught in a Pokeball and brought home.
Excuse me?
Oh, so that's how it works.
Ash figured out new ways.
Yeah,
to
I
bond
heard
with his
stuff about
pals
that
with
vaguely.
Aura. It's a life force that interacts with
Oh,
souls
we're
and
bringing
links
it back
us
to the best.
Lucario.
Yeah, the best movie.
Excels in CQC and shoots steel beams and aura spheres. And with Mega Evolution, Lucario's power surges enough to defeat champion Cynthia's Garchomp.
A Mega would have been handy at the Safari Zone when Ash accidentally caught 30 Tauros. And
Hell
he
yeah.
keeps hugging them. Ash, They're bulls.
Ash genuinely loves his little guys. But
Yeah.
boy, does it suck to see him lose the Pokemon League over and over again. Kid,
Who even is that
turn the
twerp?
head backwards and lock in.
Ash's strength is not in battle theory, but his nurtured bonds. He knows Pokemon feelings
Yeah.
better than anyone. With Greninja, Ash learned to synchronize their senses and movements, transforming him into Ash Greninja.
It comes with a huge power increase. But there's a catch. Ash shares Greninja's pain. A small price to pay for the ultimate water shuriken.
Ash Greninja
Oh, that's how
ran the
Ash is
words
gonna
with
die.
Champion Diantha's Mega Gardevoir. And just a normal Gardevoir can conjure black holes.
Ash's
Did
Pokemon
Professor Oak
teamwork
survive
get
that?
along like rice balls and jelly-filled donuts. They saved the world from Lysander, who tried to kill all life. They fought the giants, the Reggie kind, not the New York ones, who halted Reggie Gigas, who could tow entire regions.
Ash's team battled Steven Stone and Alon, who fought
What is this?
terraforming primal forms of
Alright,
Groudon and Kyogre.
I'll turn the quality back down.
And Kyogre.
Yeah, don't get me started on Alon. Ash did everything right, but no! Greninja still lost to his Charizard after only getting hit 3 times. How does Blast
What is it?
Water Shuriken? Get your type charts right, poor kids.
Boomstick 4Kids weren't even around anymore when this aired. Regardless, after his loss at Kalos, Ash traveled to Alola and beyond to train. And thanks to some really delicious soup, his new Gengar Gigantamaxed.
Hide you, Gengar! He haunts foes with G-Max Terror, or even swallows them up. I bet it smells nasty in there.
Oh man.
Ash and Pikachu also scored a buff with their Z move. All they need is a power ring, some JoJo poses, and Thunderbolt will evolve into
10 million volt Thunderbolt! This Rainbow Lightning is their ace. You see this coming? You're cooked. Absorb electricity? Cooked. Fuse with an Ultra Beast? Cooked.
Ash journeyed so much that monsters from another dimension are nothing to him. Naganadel is a poisonous sniper, and Solgaleo is basically the sun god, a legendary Pokemon whose sun steel
Yeah, he has it.
lights up the universe.
Ash got
I'm
a
sorry.
gun in his bag for just being
Is this
a
just
nice
me?
dude. Smell you later, Gary.
In fact, when Ash and friends band together, they can halt Dialga's Roar of Time. And Dialga literally controls the concept of time. Is there a legendary Pokemon he hasn't befriended?
But it all started with Pikachu, so
Yeah.
it was gonna end with Pikachu. In the Tournament of Champions, and Alon, Ash faced the #1 trainer. Finally, after 3,000 years, we're free! 4 kids, let my boy win! Yes!
Sure. Ash did his best, and he had no regrets. Now free to hand over his torch to new bright-eyed trainers.
Ash realized that to
Yo,
him,
sombrero
the master
fue
was
Coco.
someone who was friends with every Pokemon. So he and Pikachu threw a stick in the air and walked away it landed. Because in the world of Pokemon, the journey continues.
All right.
If you want to travel the world like Ash or look as rad as Yugi, then we've got the threads for you.
This battle is sponsored by Quince.
You'll like this. A bunch
Their styles.
Okay,
are
anyways.
just to name
Good
a few.
rundown.
Each piece is made from premium materials. Oh, and by
I don't know if that's
cutting
enough,
middlemen and
though, 'cause
traditional
Yugi's
markup,
pretty crazy.
Quince delivers the same quality as luxury brands at a fraction of the price. So get your wardrobe sorted and your gift.
Sorry, I don't mean to skip the
Go to
I don't mean to skip the skip the sponsors, but I was behind a little bit.
Available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.
Yeah, get that bag.
/deathbattle.
I don't know what's going on with that audio skipping. I think it's just the premiere. I don't think it's gonna be there when I rewatch. Hopefully.
Many a theorist have tried to solve the mystery of ancient Egypt. What
Dude, what's
was
the
the
quality?
secret to such a glorious civilization?
Time travel? The divine hand?
Okay.
Aliens? Nah, they were gamers.
Egyptians
Hell yeah.
played games with sorcery.
They're not the most
Magical
powerful
ceremony
gamer, though. That's
punished
me.
Dark hearts with swift death. The Shadow Game.
No,
All
no,
right.
Wiz, they were banished to the Shadow Realm. Wink.
Sadly, the way of the Shadow Games was lost across
long was
time
Ash's
and
segment?
the pieces of the Millennium Puzzle. It's said the one who solves the puzzle would pass judgment on evil. And in the modern day, Yugi Moto reassembled it and wished for a friend.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Like around 10
Turn that
minutes?
jam up. Yugi was a shy kid that helped helped run his grandpop's game shop.
But little did he know that completing the puzzle would link his spirit to an ancient pharaoh.
Yami, always willing to lend Yugi a hand, and always on demon time while doing
Why are you
so.
doing this? Come on, dude.
Anime Jigsaw. Yami wants to play a shadow game.
Whether it's Griddle Air Hockey, Mario Party with chloroform, or the game that would take his world and ours by storm.
They did mention that this was gonna. This episode got delayed because it was such a
Take
massive
monsters to the
episode.
graveyard and take your foe down to 0 life points.
Like the actual file was just too big, so that might be it. Maybe my computer can't handle this.
Yugi knew it was time to knock him down the only way he knows how. Playing a children's card game.
And for his L, Kaiba was given a penalty game. Lose or cheat against Yami at your own peril. With the puzzle, Yami can punish you in some seriously messed up ways. Illusions being set on fire, swapping your soul, or the infamous Mind Crush.
The Millennium Puzzle does far more than force hallucinations. It brings monsters to reality.
They didn't mention how Ash was so stupid he resisted mind things. So I think that's a joke. I think that's a joke. They were kidding.
Other Millennium items are
About me. No.
Despite Yami's retribution, Yugi wasn't aware of this darker half. Yami had
I think-
amnesia, so he didn't know himself either. But
About
after a
showcase-
run-in with enemy Millennium Ring user Dark Bakura and some seriously hardcore LARPing, Yugi and Yami learned each other's shtick and made the dynamic duo.
With friends Taya, Tristan, and their left leg Joey.
Taya?
Yugi and Yami were
I think that
ready
says
for
T.
anything.
Because Yugi had
That
a
character
very
has been
early
ruined
death,
for me with
monsters for
Jobby the
offense,
Hong. He
spells for
admitted
defense,
something
and
absolutely
traps for
vile.
Oh, and Exodi. Oh, there they go.
Okay,
Good
if
lord.
Yugi's deck is so good, why isn't it the meta? Put me in, coach. Face my 2,000 card deck.
Don't be too quick to judge. Yugi's a very clever strategist. His style works best at maximizing the use of so-called terrible cards.
Yeah, cool story, Wiz.
Oh, just
but
like
what's
Ash.
he gonna do about
Oh,
the
now this is
three
a perfect
blue-eyed
matchup.
Kaiba's
Yeah, they do the
in
same
his
thing.
dome?
Simple. Summon the monster card Karibo and have him multiply. With a 1,000 strong meat shield, a dragon's breath is a gentle breeze.
Well, okay. Didn't know Yugi had that dog in him. But I'm about brute force. Buster Blader and Celtic Guardian are sick, nasty swordsmen. Summon Skull shoots bolts of lightning, and the giant soldier of stone can destroy moons.
People said no.
Time Wizard is better. It's a living clock that fast forwards or rewinds a local area of time, turning monsters to infants or wizards
sorry.
into wise.
I'm also focused on trying to transform my masterpiece Rat Trap. This is a good ass transformer. I'll still try.
And his apprentice, Dark Magician Girl.
Both are masters of dark magic, and Yugi often pairs them with the damage
My thing I
redirecting
hate,
magic
like,
zone.
how is this a
Last
monster?
thinking
That's just
portal.
There's support monsters too. Catapult
Blade 2
Girl
protect.
is a bot with a cannon that literally launches other monsters. And when Yugi comboed
Let me look it up
Gaia and
real
Swords
quick.
of Revealing Light, which immobilizes monsters, they brought down an
Yeah,
entire
it's
fortress.
it's not the
Wait,
actual
that's not
episode.
how
It's
the
just
card game
my
works. Is he cheating?
my internet.
Prioritizing the manga and anime over anything else, which can differ from the real-world card game.
Yugi also has tons of spell cards. Monster Reborn resurrects a fallen friend. Turn jump is a
Magnet
nice
Warrior.
skill.
Is it Magnet
Pot of
Warrior?
Greed.
Yeah.
Pot of Greed, which lets you draw two more cards like
Valkyrie and the Magna Warrior. Yeah, that guy. That guy's like, that guy's cool. That guy's cool. I like him better than Magnezone.
Life points.
and if his monsters end life,
Yu-Gi-Oh! You got one
he
guy.
can just press control.
Maybe I do like you more than Power
to get them
Wheel.
back.
Pair these
Who
cards,
knows?
Yugi and Yami's teamwork, and
Hey,
nothing
look at
can
this.
stand in their way.
These are just guys in clothing. That guy looks more like a Yu-Gi-Oh! What does that hairdo?
Can read minds. So in their duel, Yugi and Yami kept swapping souls, Freaky Friday style, trusting each other to pick up on the strategies they left behind. And the
All right,
mind
man.
reader was stumped. Yeah, they cheated.
No, Pegasus was reading their minds. Regardless,
Ah.
Yugi and Yami are an excellent dueling pair. Yami trusts Yugi to improve on his plans, while Yugi
I still think it's
expects
weird
Yami
how,
to
like,
be his bolder
the
half.
one that I remember, that's not the real character. That's not the real Yugi. The real Yugi's like a little pipsqueak, a little punk. Little bitch.
And survive attacks from duel monsters. Even the most common duel monster can cause tsunamis, rain down meteors, and wreck cities. And all of this
Yeah.
power culminated in Battle City, hosted by Kaiba Corp. Because Kaiba
Yeah,
wanted that salty run back against his rival.
Salt only surpassed by Yami's biggest hater, Merrick, who wanted the 3 Egyptian god cards to take him out.
I think
His cards
Ash
were
is gonna win the
Slifer,
friendship
Dragon,
thing.
Rock,
But I don't know how important, impactful it's
who
gonna be.
strikes with the power of infinity.
This was a different ball game altogether.
And
but Yugi was starting
Infinity,
to stand on
huh?
his own 2 feet.
So Yami and Yugi kept dueling on in a
Goodbye,
battle
Ash.
city that never wants
I'm
to
sorry,
end.
man.
Or stop bullying Joey. But to claim the Egyptian gods, Yugi and Yami had to face them in duels, pulling
Okay.
off some ridiculously high IQ plays.
When battling Slifer, they used a handful of weak cards.
I don't even
to
think
create
Ash
an
gets the
infinite
power
combo of
advantage.
attacks that went past the god's limits.
And later, Yugi combined Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl's magic into Black Burning magic, promptly defeating Ra.
This ain't new for
Yeah.
the magicians. In the movie Bonds Beyond Time, they did something similar against Paradox. It's kind of crazy that together the magicians can defeat
Dude, Ash was more about the
gods,
characterization.
but
This is
they're
more
way
about the
stronger
power.
than
It's so over, dude.
five
It is
times
Frieza versus
Sentient
Megatron.
cards aren't pushovers. Darkhold Dragon is a sentient black hole.
Sentient black hole. You thought Gardevoir was interesting? She can create black holes? This guy's a sentient black hole. They just instantly killed it. Sorry, Ash. It's over. No, I've pushed past the 4 first stages. Maybe I was on bargaining for a bit. It's acceptance. It's acceptance.
If the monsters weren't real before, they sure were now. Everyone has soul energy, Ba, which manifests as Ka, or a spirit. When used in tandem with the bonds of his cards, Yugi can
Yeah.
will duel monsters into reality, even drawing anyone
Sorry,
he wishes
Ash.
by believing in
Sorry,
the
Ash.
heart of the cards.
I knew it! He's been cheating all this time! He doesn't just make up rules, he's stacking his deck!
Not at all. For Yugi, drawing the card he needs isn't just luck, it's an actual skill that he developed. It's even expanded
Oh,
in
really?
following series like GX and 5Ds.
Okay, well, I'd be the king of games too if I could just decide I have a royal flush every round.
Whatever. Yami rediscovered his Egyptian past, his multiple
Okay.
lifelong bonds, and his real name, Atem.
Atem.
Claiming his place as the ruler of the afterlife, Atem fused the Egyptian god cards to summon Harakti, the creator of light.
Oh,
Ultimate duel monster who banished Zork and all of his scary darkness
Yep.
for good. The epitome of screw you, I win.
No kidding, for Harakti created Yu-Gi-Oh's multiverse with that same light.
Multiverse?
Judgment had passed. Across many duels,
Goodbye,
Yu-Gi-Oh was
Ash.
vanquished. There was only one more thing left to do.
hey Ash.
Post-game
Goodbye,
boss between
Pikachu.
Yugi and Atem.
Their farewell was both climactic and bittersweet. Yugi had grown as a duelist and a person. His victory proved that he no longer needed Atem's help to be his bolder half.
Even when Atem was an entire dimension away or busy slapping the end of existence, he and Yugi would always be bros. Okay, it should have been me, not him. I'm sorry I called you a cheater. I was jealous. You're so cool.
Yugi moved on to a career
I do
in
like
game
Yugi
design,
as a character
as the
design more than
torch
Ash.
for
Not gonna lie,
duelists.
even though that
He
is
will
a
be
goofy looking
remembered as the
hairdo.
greatest duelist
He
that
thinks he's
ever
Wes from Pokemon
Except
Colosseum.
to Kaiba, who
You know.
tried to ascend to the afterlife to rematch Atem. Goes to show you that money can't buy you happiness, but it sure can buy you a sweet rocket ship.
There will
Okay, I'm
always
not
be
skipping the
another
run.
story,
I'm
another
just gonna be
duel,
behind a
another
little
game.
bit.
And you won't find yourself a better opponent than the king of games.
Okay.
The Battle of the Millennium is about to start, but we wouldn't be able to make it happen without some help from our friends at Raycon.
That's right. This
Get your
message
game,
is
man.
sponsored
I don't
by
have Raycon. I got
If
Skull
you're looking for a
Candy.
holiday gift, Raycon's
How does it
essential
sound, by the way?
earbuds should be at the top of your list.
Regular earbuds block out everything, but these beauties sit so perfectly in the ear, you get both real clear sound and also what's
I'm gonna turn it
happening
down
around you.
just a hair,
Exactly what I need
so you
when
can
I'm
hear
out
me a
lawnmower
little bit
racing,
more.
or bike riding, jogging.
But just a hair. It sounds pretty good. Just a little, just not quite my tempo.
Of our show, and for good reason. They have over 3 million customers who are getting
Mm-hmm.
premium sound quality for half the price. And if you don't like your earbuds, they have a
How behind are we?
30-day guarantee,
Not too much.
So there's
Not too much.
practically no risk.
Okay.
They're lightweight, last up to 8 hours on one charge, and with multi-point connection, I can wirelessly hook them up to multiple devices. So they're super handy.
The essential open earbuds are here for the holiday season, and they're selling fast. Raycon audio products are up to 20% off this holiday season. Just click the link in the description or go to
right, here we go.
buyraycon.com/deathbattleopen to save on Raycon audio products site-wide. Order by December 15th to guarantee delivery by Christmas because
Yeah,
light
I already got
gifts
my
shine
Christmas
so
gift. It's the video game of.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
Before we start, let's lay some ground rules.
We're treating this as a real-time fight, much like typical battles in the Pokemon anime and duels later
Okay.
on in the Yu-Gi-Oh anime. And given that the rules of Pokemon and duel monsters are clearly incompatible, we'll allow them to summon anything that's reasonably available to them.
It's time to death battle!
All right, he did it. He did it. Ooh. Nice. Oh, it's gonna do the trans. It's gonna. Yeah. What? Yep. Yeah. Nice.
You okay, Pikachu?
That's a good voice act.
It's tricky. Hang in there.
You have Spirit, but I have Lightning Blade and Excalibur to boost my attack, and I set one card face down to end my turn.
Whoa. Okay, guys, it's our turn now. Pikachu, throw him off with quick attack. Everyone else, back him up. Great job. Now, Thunderbolt.
Don't get ahead of yourself. You forgot about my face down card. Rise, Dimension Sphinx!
Oh, I get it. Good thing we brought them all, right, Pikachu?
What do you mean, them all?
Charizard, I choose you!
Ooh. Do I see Magna? I don't think so. I don't think he had Magna. My boy! Get him! Hell yeah. Looked a little jank. That's okay. Oh, that's his Mega. Come on, show me my man. Show me the man. I was about to say, he never did have a water starter. No, I'm not talking about fucking Greninja. Yeah, goodbye, Yash. Already? This is good. This is good. Ooh. Kingler! No! Oh, whoa. Oh, I thought that was going to be Pikachu. Okay. I don't know why I thought that would be Pikachu. No, not Genjar. Oh. Yugi win.
I'm sorry, partner. Don't worry. It's my turn now.
Yeah. Ooh, that is pretty cool.
I just need to believe
Because Ash already showcased everything he's got.
in the heart of the cards.
Oh my lord.
That Pokemon!
Haruxi, goddess of light! This is it! Magicians, flash burning magic! Haruxi, Joser!
Clearly. No.
Pikachu, let's finish this.
Ooh. I don't think it's gonna work though. Sorry, man. I could be wrong.
You activated my trap card, Magic Cylinder! With it, I'll send your Thunderbolt back to attack your life points directly!
And we didn't see Muck.
That was an awesome duel, Ash.
Oh, yep, that's it. The end. Yeah, pretty obvious. That's pretty good.
Oh, my childhood. Whiz, quick! I need your tears. We can save him.
There's a lot to this, so let's break it down by
I didn't see Muck, dude.
monsters. Starting with experience. Both Ash and Yugi have risen to the top, beating the best of the best, and traveled all over the world.
But Ash traveled more, was in more tourneys, and saved the world way more.
Alright, that's the one thing he got.
Despite what people say, he wins a lot.
Even Atem's stint as the Pharaoh doesn't tip the scale since he wasn't in charge for very long. Plus, Pokemon evolve over time, literally and figuratively. While Yugi's deck is obviously adjustable, the cards are unchanging, unable to grow like Ash's Pokemon.
So Ash wins in experience.
Sure.
But when it comes to strategy, he's a wild card.
He's skilled at improvisation and using the environment to win. Even machines cannot comprehend his tactics.
But the same goes for Yugi.
Yeah.
Remember, Yugi and Atem's teamwork is second to none. They're masters at exploiting weaknesses, setting up tricks, and surprising foes with so-called
Pretty much.
cards.
Both could likely adjust to each other's unpredictability, so a Dark Horse-style win was unlikely.
But Ash's secret weapon is his bond with his Pokemon, boosting their power. I'm not just talking about Pikachu. His power of friendship invented an evolution for Greninja. That's crazy. Ash's trust in his Pokemon knows no limits.
Silly as it may sound, Yugi trusts his deck in the same way. The
I
heart
don't
of the
believe
cards
you.
is real,
I think you're
and
being
Yugi is
silly.
determined to support his
I
cards
think
with
you're being
spells,
silly.
traps, and buffs.
And that's why I'm talking over you
American
explaining
Paradox,
yourself.
Where he bolstered his weaker cards to take down gods. With Ba and Ka, his bonds with his cards manifest them into reality. Not so dissimilar from Ash Greninja.
Yeah, Ash has aura, but he never mastered it. And
Fair
specialties
enough.
like Mega Evolution and Gigantamax, while awesome, only work with specific Pokemon.
And since Ash focuses on offense far more than support, Yugi could control the pace of the fight with cards like Swords of Revealing Light and Magic Cylinder.
Sure.
But I know some of you are asking, what if Ash threw hands? The kid's strong enough to chuck
Yeah, I don't
like
think-
baby gods. Just punch him, man. Well, Yugi's similarly tough, and the Millennium Puzzle can make shields, steal ghosts, cast illusions, and mess with minds. If Ash actually tried to punch him, it'd be Mewtwo all over again.
It's a close call, but Yugi takes the edge in strategy.
And then
So
monsters.
It all comes down to the monsters. Yugi had a slightly larger pool of monsters, but Ash's can clear out island-wide storms, fight terraforming beasts, and are stronger than the black hole summoning Gardevoir.
However, Yugi's can rain down meteors, compete with
Yeah.
black holes, and even the mid-tier scale to glow Neos, destroying that relativity field with a universe. And Herakti created Yu-Gi-Oh's whole multiverse, surpassing even Solgaleo's Sunsteel Strike and
Yeah.
Dialga's Roar of Time.
And Yugi had more than just monsters on the field. Ash's strength was also his weakness. His power was evenly spread, relying only on his remaining Pokemon.
If Mr. Mime faints, no more Psychic Barriers. If he lost Lucario, no more Mega Evolution. And so on. The longer the battle went, the less Pokemon Ash had. And he did not have a reliable way to bring them back. He doesn't carry revives on him, and even then, reviving Pokemon in the anime is entirely different from the games. Meanwhile, Yugi had cards like Mirage Ruler and Monster Reborn
Fair
that
enough.
would instantly recall powers he's lost.
And he can, bend fate to draw whatever card he wants.
Yeah, pretty much.
He can even cover them all.
Pretty much.
Really, Yugi's deck has no pathetic cards.
Exactly. Yugi's versatility and power swept Ash's options, giving his monsters the lead. He just needed the right moment to knock Ash stone cold.
That was a good attempt at a pun, Wiz. You might not think it's Pharaoh, but Ash got Yugi owned.
The winner is Yugi Moto.
Oh, okay. More fights are coming.
Death Battle will be back in 2026. But right now, you can check out our brand new channel. It's called Nightly Brew, and we're playing Dungeons & Dragons, Blood on the Clock Tower, and other games that'll probably blow up in our face. So, check it out right now, and make sure to subscribe. Thanks.
Okay. I think that's it. I thought they'd have alternate endings. Okay, I thought they'd have like at least alternate scenarios. I guess not. Okay. Is that it? Think that's it? Alright. Well, it was pretty good.
Right, Pikachu?
Is it Bowser versus Eggman level good? No. No, not at all. No. Where would I put it here? Well, that's the thing. I'm not one of these people who instantly watches something and be like, okay, time to rank it. I gotta let it fester, man. I gotta let it fester. I don't think it goes into S, but who knows? Maybe on some rewatches it might, because this wasn't S at first. But still, pretty good episode. Pretty nice. Okay, and that I think will about cover it. I'm done. Rest in peace, Pokemon. You had a good win streak. You didn't even get any alternate scenarios. That's what we call rough. All right. Kind of shame they didn't show us any what's to come either. That's unfortunate. But oh well. All right. But good season, man. Really good season. Best season easily. And I was about to say I want to go to sleep, but oh, what the hell? Someone said I don't kind of watch that kind of stuff. I thought he was referring to. Okay. It's just referring to brain rot. Obviously, you don't watch brain rot. Okay. I was about to say I'm gonna go to sleep now, but it's the middle of the day, and I should probably do other things. Okay, that's it.